Well, hey everybody, just want to give you a quick tip for leading your small group that I've been using for about 10-15 years. It's really worked well for me. Ever since I got GPS on my phone, I've never been lost, right? I always know where I am, always know how to get where I'm going, because I have a map that I can always use, always access. I want to give you a map for your small group time so that anytime you're in a small group meeting, or if you're writing a curriculum for a small group meeting, or if you're planning a small group meeting, you've always got a map that'll kind of help you know where you are and where you need to go. So what I want you to do is get yourself a pad of paper or a piece of paper or something and draw yourself a diamond. In some parts of the world, this would be a kickball diamond, but we're going to call it baseball diamond because I'm in Cincinnati. Diamond, I'm going to put some bases on it. There you go. Oh, there we go. Diamond. Draw yourself a diamond, and a home run. Think about what would a home run be for your group. You say, "Oh, I want people to get some more information. I want people to learn things." Those are true, but the home run for your group is probably more like the word we used to use was fellowship, or community is the new hotness. Everything's about community now. But the biblical word that's used in the Greek is koinonia. Koinonia. And so what this is togetherness. This is basically what you want to do. If you want to do a great study for groups, you could go through and just look at all the koinonia passages in the New Testament. But togetherness is the deal. And that's what we want people to experience every week, every time they get together. And so koinonia, togetherness. And so the way we do that is we follow this map. Diamonds are a small group leader's best friend. So first base, if you're keeping track at home, and I hope you are, first base is storytelling and affirmation. Storytelling and affirmation. Storytelling and affirmation. And so here's what that looks like. Storytelling is important because the level of connection between you and another person is primarily about the stories that you both share. It's not primarily about preferences. A lot of us think it's in terms of preferences. Oh, you like this music, I like this music, you have interests, I have interests. Those are cool things, but they're actually, you have to take it on faith from me for now, but those are actually not nearly as important as having shared stories, all right? And so the three stories that matter, my story, our story, God's story, I could talk about that for a long time, and in fact I have. But for right now, let's just make sure that we understand this, that the degree to which we know each other is the degree to which we know each other's stories. Here's what that looks like. A couple years back, two friends of mine came to me at the same time, and within 10 minutes of each other, said the exact same sentence, had radically different meanings. First guy, Phil, comes up to me, he says, I asked him, hey, what's going on? He said, I'm having dinner with my dad tonight. He says he's having dinner with his dad tonight. I said, okay, great, well, have fun. Because he was very close with his parents, lived near home, and they got together a couple times a week and had dinner. So when he says, I'm having dinner with my dad, it's like, yeah, this is just a normal day. Saw my friend John. I said, hey, John, what are you up to? And he said, well, I'm having dinner with my dad tonight. Whoa. John's father had walked out on his mom a couple months previously, ran off with his secretary. He and John hadn't spoken in like 3 months. And so when he says, I'm having dinner with my dad tonight, that is a very significant thing. That's like the most significant thing that had happened to him in a long time. And so way different than when my friend Phil said, I'm having dinner with my dad tonight. So in your small group, this kind of thing is going to happen. Maybe not to that extreme, but people will disclose a little bit. And if you don't understand their backstory, if you don't understand what's going on in their life, then when they share something like that with you, you won't even, you will miss it. And so they're going to say, okay, I'll disclose this little thing. And then if you miss it, they're well, I'm not going to tell you anything else. I mean, it's just how it works. So it's really important to know people's stories, because otherwise you just won't even understand the words that are coming out of their mouth. All right. So storytelling matters. Second piece that matters is affirmation. And so affirmation is like this. I know it's never happened to you, because everybody, every day, every minute of every day, people are telling you you're awesome, you're wonderful, you matter. People just line up to hear your opinions on all kinds of things. But for most people, that's not actually the case. And so most people, when they get to your group, they've gone a whole week and nobody has, pretty much everybody's telling them the same thing. They're all saying, you don't matter, I don't care what you think. That's just what their week is. And so when they get to your group and you think, oh, we're going to discuss 2 Corinthians. Well, it's not going to happen, because they've been told all week, hey, you don't have anything to contribute, you don't matter. And so the nature of the world is that most people need to be affirmed a bit before they're really willing to share their thoughts on whatever it is that you're talking about tonight. So affirmation could be as simple as I look at you when you're talking. I got to share a little bit of my story, and people looked like they were paying attention. Nobody was texting on their phone. Nobody was having side conversations. That could be just that little bit of affirmation could be enough to get you going. There's a lot more affirmation you could do, but either way. So first base is storytelling and affirmation. Second base is new content. New content. Because I am a traditionalist, I traditionally like new content from the Bible. If you're doing a home Bible study, helps to study the Bible, all right? So new content from the Bible, or if you're doing some other thing, hopefully, if you trace it back, it's still biblical, still coming out of the Bible. But first base, storytelling and affirmation. Second base, new info from the Bible, new content from the Bible. Third base is what we're going to call goal setting and application. Now, application, people think, oh yeah, of course, this is James 1:9, maybe. Don't merely be hearers of the word and so deceive yourselves, do what it says. 19, I think. James 1:19. I'll have to check that. If you hear the word but don't do what it says, it's like you're the guy who walks up to a mirror, says, oh, and then walks away and immediately forgets what he looks like. Don't be that guy. All right, and so goal setting and application is a big deal. So when we say application, let's say we were studying the fruits of the Spirit. All right, patience, because this is one I always struggle with. I'm not very patient. So if we were going to study the fruits of the Spirit, patience, and we say, okay, this week, you as the small group leader, or you as the curriculum writer, you say, this week, I want all of you to be patient, because that's what we studied. We studied patience. That's better than nothing, still not very good, but at least that's starting to, you're starting to have some sort of connection between, oh, the thing that I studied actually might be relevant to my life. All right, better than that would be for you to say, so how can we live this out this week? And the person in the group says, I suppose I should probably try and be more patient. Great, that's excellent, all right, that's good. Better than that would be, they say, you know what, I am going to be I'm going to be in this meeting with somebody at work that just drives me crazy, and I'm specifically, I'm going to apply this by being patient with that person in this meeting. Like, I know that this is coming up. I know this is going to be an issue where I'm going to need patience, and so I'm going to apply it in that way. So the more specificity, the better. That's what goal setting is about. So it's not just about application as a general, oh, we should try and apply this in our lives, but specifically, what could you do to live this out? Does that make sense? All right, so more specificity is better. So here's how this works. I don't know if you ever saw Angels in the Outfield. It was a very theological movie put on by Disney a while back. This kid can see angels, and the angels help the team Angels win baseball games. Basically cheating. But so early on in the movie, there's this catcher that gets up, and he, hits, with the help of the Angels, he hits a long inside the park home run. And so he's booking it around the bases, right? And so he goes to first base. First base is? That's right, storytelling and affirmation. Good work. And then after that, he goes to second base. Second base is, that's right, new content from the Bible. Then after that, he goes to third base, which is, as you guessed it, that's right, goal setting and application. And as he rounds third, he trips, whatever it is, 30 feet from home plate, and he just falls flat on his face. And out of the sky swoops an angel that grabs him by the scruff of his neck and the seat of his pants and drags him all the way home. And he goes across home plate, and they win. The Angels win the game, and that's wonderful. And so I want you to consider that might be what it's like for your small group. That you're trying to get home, you're trying to experience fellowship or community or koinonia. And if you round the bases and you do your part, you got to tag all the bases, right? So if you do storytelling and affirmation, then you go to your new content from the Bible. And after that, you do some real goal setting. I think what you'll find is that the power of God will grab you by the scruff of your neck and the seat of your pants and drag you across home plate into community. So give that a try, see if it doesn't work. But I've been using it for over a decade, and it's always worked for me. So hope that's helpful to you. Hope that gives you a little bit of a map. First base, second base, third base, home, and see if that is helpful for you in the next coming weeks. Thanks, guys. Bye.